shadow of the short man. In the dense, misty jungles of Sumatra, where vines twisted like secrets and the air hummed with unseen life, the Orang Pendek roamed. A creature of myth to some, flesh and blood to others, it stood no taller than a child, its reddish-brown fur blending with the undergrowth. Its eyes, sharp and knowing, missed nothing. The locals called it Short Man, a guardian of the forest, elusive but ever-present. For centuries, it had watched humans, hunters, loggers, explorers, come and go, leaving scars on the land. But now, a new intruder had arrived, one unlike any before, the U.S. military. It began with whispers in the villages. Strange men in green, carrying machines that roared and metal birds that sliced the sky. A covert U.S. operation had set up a research outpost deep in the Kerinci Seblet National Park, officially to study biodiversity threats. But the Orang Pendek, crouched in the shadows, saw more. Men in hazmat suits collecting soil, scanning the canopy with devices that buzzed like angry wasps. They weren't here for tigers or rhinos. They were searching for it. The creature's days grew tense. At night, drones whirred overhead, their red eyes piercing the darkness. Tripwires glinted in the underbrush, and cameras blinked from tree trunks. The Orang Pendek, nimble and cunning, avoided their traps, but the forest felt smaller, choked by the intruder's presence. It sensed their hunger, not for meat, but for knowledge, for control. The creature had no word for cryptozoology, but it understood being hunted. One dawn, as mist clung to the ferns, the Orang Pendek watched a man in a uniform, different from the others. He was older, his face lined, his eyes not cold but curious. Colonel James Harrow, the operations lead, stood apart from his team, scribbling in a notebook. Unlike the others, he didn't carry a rifle, only a small device that hummed softly. The Orang Pendek tilted its head. This man wasn't like the hunters who came before, but he was dangerous in a new way. Harrow's mission was classified, buried under layers of Pentagon code. Rumors of bipedal primate, intelligent and undocumented, had reached U.S. intelligence years ago. Satellite imagery, grainy but intriguing, showed fleeting shapes in Sumatra's jungles. The Department of Defense wanted answers, not for science, but for strategy. A creature this elusive could inspire new tech, stealth systems, bioengineered trackers. Harrow, a biologist turned operative, was tasked with capturing it, alive if possible. He'd spent months studying local lore, dismissing most of superstition, but clinging to patterns. Footprints, broken branches, sightings near volcanic ridges. He knew the Orang Pendek was real. He just didn't know what it meant. The creature, meanwhile, grew bold. It sabotaged their equipment, snapping wires, smearing mud on camera lenses. Once, it left a single footprint, deliberate and mocking, near their camp. Harrow found it at sunrise, kneeling to measure its contours. "It's playing with us," he muttered, half smiling. His team, though, grew restless. Private Diaz, a young soldier with a quick temper, wanted to escalate. Set bait, use tranquilizers, flush it out. Harrow refused. "This isn't a deer hunt," he snapped. "We don't even know what we're chasing." But the Pentagon's patience was thinning. A week later, orders came. Accelerate the search. Authorize non-lethal force. Drones doubled, now armed with stun nets. The forest buzzed with their noise, driving birds from the canopy. The Orang Pendek felt the noose tighten. It retreated deeper, to a hidden ravine where ancient trees blocked the sky. There, in a cave veiled by moss, it rested, its breath heavy. For the first time, it felt something new, fear. Harrow, too, felt the strain. He'd seen the footprint, the snap traps. This wasn't just an animal. It was intelligent, maybe more than they realized. Late one night, against protocol, he left the camp alone, carrying only his notebook and a flashlight. He sat by a stream, speaking softly to the dark. "I know you're out there. I don't want to hurt you. I just need to understand." The jungle swallowed his words. But the Orang Pendek, hidden in the ferns, listened. It saw the man's solitude, his difference. It didn't trust him, but it wondered. Days later, disaster struck. Diaz, frustrated and reckless, ignored Harrow's orders. He rigged a high-voltage net in a clearing, baited with fruit. The Orang Pendek, cautious but hungry, approached. The net snapped shut, its charge searing the creature's arm. It screamed, a sound that froze the forest, then tore free, vanishing into the trees. Harrow found the scene hours later, the net shredded, blood on the ground. He cursed Diaz, who shrugged. "It's just a monkey, sir." Harrow's glare silenced him. "You have no idea what you've done." The injury changed things. The Orang Pendek weakened, grew desperate. It stopped hiding. At dusk, it appeared near the camp, eyes glinting, hurling stones at the drones. Soldiers scrambled, shouting. Harrow, heart pounding, ordered them to stand down. "Don't shoot," he yelled, stepping forward, hands raised. The creature paused, staring at him. For a moment, man and myth locked eyes, two beings caught in a dance of mistrust and curiosity. Then a drone, auto-deployed, fired a stun dart. The Orang Pendek dodged, but the dart grazed its leg. It staggered, then fled, crashing through the underbrush. Harrow ran after it, ignoring his team's protests. He found it collapsed in the ravine, breathing shallowly. Its eyes, still sharp, met his. Harrow knelt, whispering, "I'm sorry." He saw no monster, only a creature fighting for its home. He made a choice. Ignoring his orders, he disabled the trackers on his gear and carried the Orang Pendek deeper into the jungle, to a place the drones couldn't reach. He left it there, hidden with water and fruit. "Stay safe," he said, knowing it couldn't understand. Or maybe it did. Harrow returned to camp, claiming the creature had escaped. The mission was deemed a failure, the outpost dismantled. The Pentagon buried the files, labeling the Orang Pendek a myth. Harrow retired, silent about that night. In Sumatra, the jungle healed. The Orang Pendek, scarred but alive, watched in the shadows. It never forgot the man who let it go, and the forest, as always, kept its secrets.